boy, here we go again. Drama, Blaines, the Blaines drama, the Autobrock drama, the Jenningbot drama, all of that. We're going to break this down into chapters because otherwise I'm just going to lose my place. There is so much information to cover here. I do apologize if the video drags on a little bit. I don't mean to. I also apologize for the messy background. We've actually rearranged the office because of Autobrock going live and, you know, twitch.tv/oakslab and all of that good stuff. Go check it out if you want to get the mons that we're talking about or understand the bot that we're talking about. I will be making a video on it in the future explaining how it all works in great detail for you guys. But I think we need to address this drama first. So let's start with chapter 1, the initial problem. So this bot was developed by shhht, Kurt Kafotics, and Chris, Mitsuki.tv. And they developed this amazing bot called SysBot that could gen directly into the Switch's RAM, remote control the Switch, and trade it out to viewers. And it was initially developed as a Discord bot. We were alpha testing it in my server. We were really trying to iron out the bugs with the intention of going public on Twitch, which we now have done on Oakslab, twitch.tv/Oakslab. Let's shout it out one more time. To go public and just try and support the community. It was to give mons to people who didn't have hacked Switches free of charge. Now, the thing about these devs is that they're amazing people who make all of their code available publicly for anybody who wants to make a fork or a modified version or use it for themselves. And Blaines got a hold of this code through somebody else, and he made a video saying that he had broken Pokemon, taking full credit for the bot, only crediting the guy who was hosting the Switch, the single Switch that he was running it on, and a single Switch is not enough, and made a video basically selling the bot to people, saying, if you subscribe to me on Twitch, or if you become a YouTube member for $5, you can come and you can get any Pokemon, even though it was already available for free on many Discord servers where it was being beta tested. I'd already beta tested it in Twitch chat for free. The whole development of Twitch chat integration was actually my idea. I'm going to take credit for that one thing. I spoke to Common Dude, shhht, about it. He's a great guy. He's an amazing coder, and he made it work, which was very difficult on Twitch. And so we were testing that and trying to stress test it, trying to get it into a big public release. And Blaines just jumped in with this video. I broke Pokemon. Get your legit. He kept calling them legal and legit. They are not legal. They are genned. They are not suitable for tournaments. So that's the first lie, is the big lie of telling people you can get any mon you want. Legal Pokemon for free. All you have to do is give me money. It's like, that's not free then, is it? You're taking your audience's money and you're pay gating a bot you didn't develop. You are not crediting the developers, and you're making a video on YouTube going, coming through and do this. And thousands, I think someone told me it's well over 1,500 people did this, paid their money to get access to this bot that then never properly worked, crashed regularly, sometimes had 24-hour plus queues, just not enough switches running, not optimized, but he's selling it as a service. This free code, he has stolen this free code from the devs without crediting them, and then is selling this service. So obviously, a lot of people kicked off about that. I actually initially saw it because I saw A-Drive kicking off about it, among other people, and Philly Beats You. And so I was like, this is unacceptable. This is a bot that I've been helping the devs work on. I've been beta testing it. I've been trying to get it out to the public absolutely free. The intention from day one, the first time I ever mentioned it on Twitch, there is a clip somewhere of me talking about it and going, day one, I want this to be free. I want everybody to be able to gen. It gets rid of that. You need a hacked Switch to be able to be competitive. Anybody can do it. And that was the whole point. So yeah, you want access to that. That is subs only right now. There is a plan to make it completely public in the future. Like a completely public version. So right now it's only in the sub Discord because we're testing it all. But there is a plan to make it completely public. Like there's a plan to buy 3 more Switches. Like that's how much... People are giving me shit for this, right? But I'm willing to buy 3 Switches, right? To have 4 Switches running total... So that Switch was £280. I'm going to have to buy 3 more. That's $1,000 on Switches. £1,000 on Switches, right? And then I've got to have a computer running that 24/7. Think of the electricity cost. And then I've got to have an own dedicated internet for that. That's another £45 a month. This is going to cost me about £150 a month to run. But I'm going to do it. And it's going to be free. It's going to be on Twitch. It's going to be easy. I want people to be able to get mons to battle. That's all I want. This backlash obviously hit Blaines pretty hard. Hit him in his ego a little bit. And so he decided to make a second video. And in this second video, He goes, there's now a free bot, or he made an update, I think, on Twitter. There's now a free bot in my Discord server, second one that's free, but I'm keeping the paid one. The free one never worked. I've spoken to a lot of people. The queues were 900 plus people. It never worked. It never even traded people. I don't know anyone that I've spoken to who actually got it to work. It crashed within the first 12 hours of him putting on the server, and it was never put back up. So the free bot was a lie. He did at least credit the devs, which is step one. Maybe give them, step two, give them half the money that you made from the thousands of memberships and subs that you sold to people, but that's fine. And as a result of all of this, Beryl worked her ass off. I was away skiing on holiday. Beryl worked her ass off with Common Dude, shhht, and they managed to put Autobrock live early. So we used a very early version of the code. There were a lot of crashes. Everything was very unstable for us as well, but we were running it with multiple switches, and we released it early to try and say, look, you don't have to pay for this. It's free. It's on Twitch. It's easy to access. Even easier, you don't even need a Discord account. Just go to Twitch, get it. Great. So we released that early, and I did make a couple of tweets criticizing Blaines. I thought that what he did was really bad. I thought that my bot was better. It was better. It's free. You don't have to pay for access, and it was in collaboration with the developers, and any money that makes from ad revenue or anything similar is going half and half. Me for running the bots and having to fix them every time they go down or anything like that, and the other half goes to the developers for actually doing the really amazing work of coding this fantastic bot. So I thought it was done at that point. You know, he made another video then, and he made the video saying he's taking all the bots down, which is weird to me because people paid. You know, you take it down 10 days after this whole drama, and people have paid you $5 to have access to this bot. You lied to them, you scammed them for their money, and then you can't even be bothered keeping the bot up for those paying members. Absolutely scummy. That is scamming. And if any of you did buy YouTube membership or Twitch subscriptions, there will be links down below and instructions down below on how you can request a refund for misinformation, for promising things. Both of those sites have terms of services that say you cannot promise things that you then don't deliver to paying subs and paying members. And I will give you full instructions down below on how to get your refund and report him to YouTube and Twitch for scamming, because I think scamming your members is really, really bad. And so I will give you sort of templates for how you report him and get your money back, because you deserve your money back. So if anybody watching here fell for this scam, don't be embarrassed, don't be upset. A lot of people did, thousands of people did, and you can definitely get your money back, definitely get a refund from YouTube, definitely get a refund from Twitch, or at the very least, lodge your complaint with those companies, because that will help out on getting the money back for these people who were scammed. I think that is probably the most important part of this video. Everything else is just drama, but getting back the money from people who were robbed and scammed is really important. After he said he was taking those bots down, he then gave $500, $100 at a time to random streamers, I guess, to buy goodwill. But dude, you made $6,000. So where's the other $5,500 of the stolen money from your members? You know, you've accounted for $500 of it. Where's the rest, bud? Anyway, he said that this was the first time he's ever condoned hacking in his server, and all his other giveaways were legit, and there were no more hacked mons going on his server. Now, this was a lie, and we'll get into the fact that he's a liar later on. There is a link down below with a whole screenshotted conversation between him and somebody else where he was asking to make the most legit possible looking shiny Gigantamax mons in order to trick his audience that he was giving away legit shiny Gigantamax mons. They even, at one point, something was slightly wrong, even though they could be traded. He was like, no, people will find out these are hacked. I don't want people to know they're hacked. So really dishonest stuff. He's obviously made a habit of lying to his audience, scamming his audience. So please watch out for that. And obviously, again, if you have been scammed and he has given you one of these mons or anything, they are hacked. Do not use them in VGC, and do report him to YouTube. Do report him to Twitch for stealing your money, because what he's done is he sold you something and then not given what he promised. Now, after this, he made a video that, you know, saying everything was legit. And even though that's not true, I was kind of willing to let it go at this point. It wasn't worth having a huge drama over it. Like, obviously, I needed to tell you guys that you can get your money back from his scams, but that was going to be where it ended. You know, that would be the end of this video here. But I even tweeted at him saying he could fact check any video I made, and I would give him early access to that video, and anything he wanted changed, if he could prove it wasn't true, I would remove from the video and adjust. But instead, he decided to double down. Ooh, chapter 2, he doubles down. So rather than moving on after all of this and just taking the money he'd stolen from his audience and just being like, okay, I managed to steal 6K, I'm gonna move on with this, Blaines decided to double down. Obviously, he didn't want to go after A-Drive because A-Drive's a much bigger creator, so instead, he decided to blame me for everything, saying I'd called him out and I'd made stuff up and that he hadn't robbed his audience and all of that. I think it's pretty obvious he did steal from his audience, promised them something, didn't deliver, and it was stolen from somebody else, and claimed that it was his work, and claimed that it would work when it didn't. But he started a campaign on Twitter and in his Discord to get Oaks Lab, the new Twitch account that had completely killed his money-stealing scheme. His scheme to steal money from subscribers completely killed by Oaks Lab. So he's trying to get Oaks Lab banned on Twitch. As a result, he's also trying, because one of my accounts get banned on Twitch, all of mine gets banned on Twitch, so he is bragging that he's also trying to get my main Twitch and my YouTube accounts removed as well. So this guy's really going after me. He uploaded a video on his channel where he mentions that Oaks Lab was in violation of Twitch TOS in 2 different ways. The first way he claims is against TOS is that it is an unmanned Twitch channel, which is against the rules. Now, it used to be against the rules to have an unmanned Twitch channel. A long time ago, that was not allowed on Twitch, but they changed that terms of service ages ago. And in fact, they have a whole category dedicated to this kind of unmanned channel, which is called 24/7, I believe is the name of the category. They also have several Twitch partnered streams which are heavily promoted by Twitch, like Twitch Plays Pokemon and the amazing Salty Bet, as well as other Twitch partners who have been running unmanned channels for a long time, like Ozlove and similar. This has not been a part of Twitch TOS for a very long time, and Blaines is aware of that, which is why that TOS he did not show on screen at any point in his video. He just claimed it was against Twitch TOS and goes, "Ooh, wouldn't it be sad if people went and mass reported that Twitch channel?" It's not going to work, Blaines. Unfortunately for you, Twitch staff have actually used Oaks Lab, tested Oaks Lab, made sure the bot's robust, and made it into a verified bot, which you can now see on screen. I'm a verified Twitch bot on the same level as Nightbot or Stream Elements or any of those verified Twitch bots. I can DM 100,000 accounts a day from Autobrock. I've got all kinds of privileges with Autobrock as a Twitch developer. It is a verified Twitch developer bot, which Twitch have approved. They have affiliated the channel. We've had Twitch staff check the channel. As long as we run it within the confines of a bot channel, which means no pretending it's not a bot channel and all of a sudden start streaming as a personality from there, no scamming of our users like you do, Blaines, we're completely within Twitch TOS having an unmanned channel, as long as we have mods to check on it and make sure everything's running, and we make sure that the bots don't go down for too long. You know, I think it's a 4 to 6 hour maximum of them being downtime, so we do have to have some people available to check it at all times. But other than that, we are completely within Twitch TOS to run an unmanned channel. I did check with my partner manager before making the channel. I'm not stupid. Not like you, Blaines. Not stupid. Not willing to do stuff that's against the law or against Twitch TOS. The second TOS that Blaines said we are against is the cheating in online games terms of service. He did show this on screen very briefly, but then completely misread it, so I'm not sure if it's a lack of an ability to read, Blaines, or if you're just trying to mislead your audience again in order to start this hate campaign and this false flag campaign. But let me read the cheating in online games TOS for you. Any activity such as cheating, hacking, botting, or tampering that gives the account owner an unfair advantage in an online multiplayer game is prohibited. This also includes exploiting another broadcaster's live broadcast in order to harass them in-game, such as stream sniping. So I want to make it very clear, we break this in no way. 1. Oaks Lab does not participate in online gaming. At no point will Oaks Lab ever be playing VGC and genning mons into the slot to change the mons as we play or anything similar. While Sysbot could do that, that would be against Twitch TOS because it would actually be giving us an advantage in an online game, which we are not doing. We never play online games with, it just trades mons. It just trades Pokemon. Secondly, it does trade illegal hacked Pokemon, but this doesn't say anything about hacked Pokemon, which have no advantage over regular Pokemon. That might be against Pokemon's terms of service to use them online, but it certainly isn't against Twitch's. And in fact, it's so much not against Twitch's online TOS because it doesn't give you an advantage in any way in-game. There is no advantage to a hacked mon over a bred mon. This is a conversation that's been had 1,000 times, and while I do not condone the use of hacked mons in VGC for fun, personal online games like free-for-alls, I absolutely encourage you guys to use Oaks Lab. So he did deliberately mislead his audience again, or he's just that stupid. I'm not sure which it is. I don't really care, but there we go. There's my defense of Oaks Lab, and Twitch staff agrees with me, seeing as they verified the bot, affiliated the account, and I'm sure we'll get partnership sometime soon, unless Twitch wants to maximize the ad revenue that they get on their side from Oaks Lab since affiliates get a smaller cut of ad revenue, which is the only way we're monetizing the channel. There are no advantages or benefits to subscribers on that channel, no queue skipping, no nothing. It is a 100% free bot that we are providing for the community. If people want to subscribe to it, that's awesome because they're supporting me and supporting the devs, but they don't have to, and there's no benefit to doing it, unlike every other botting account on Twitch that does the same thing. Hilariously, 2 of his mods actually went nuts in his Discord where he was doing all these calls to action. Let's get people banned. Let's false report people. Let's false flag these people in his Discord server, and basically deleted the whole server. Blaines then tried to claim that I had something to do with that, but as much as I wish that was true because it's so funny that that happened, those mods actually acted of their own accord with no involvement from myself. I couldn't even tell you who they are. I just know that 2 of his mods went bonkers and deleted his server, which is very, very funny. I'm happy to take credit if Blaines wants to give it to me. I have the power to delete Discord servers with my mind. I'll take the credit. Awesome. Thank you very much for that credit there, Blaines. His next port of call was to start a false flag. Oh, we all know false flag campaigns. Where do they work? They don't work on Twitch because I'm a partner, so that'll get checked. They don't work on YouTube because I'm a partner, so that will get checked. Where do they work? They work on Twitter. I am not a verified Twitter account. If you get a certain number of reports with certain wording in them on the same tweets in a certain time period, your Twitter account gets suspended. Anybody could do this. I could do it to Blaines. There are so many freaking tweets on Blaines' account that could easily be false flag, misconstrued, get him suspended. I'm not going to. I don't want to. I'm not going to show you the tweets that you could do that on. I don't want you guys to do that because, frankly, his Twitter is a plethora of evidence against him, and I'd much rather get him banned on Twitter for running false flag campaigns. But he did run a false flag campaign against my Twitter and managed to get it suspended. Good job, Blaines. You are the 3rd person to run a false flag campaign against my Twitter. You are the 3rd person to get my Twitter suspended in this way. The first was Threat Slayer, the second was BBND, and now Blaines has joined the club of people who got my Twitter suspended. Am I particularly worried that I won't get my Twitter back? No, I'm not particularly worried about not getting my Twitter back. The first time it took 5 weeks to get it back. I don't really want to wait that long again, so I'm asking you guys for help. There is a very easy way to get my Twitter back, and that is to get a real-life person to review this report. Because on screen right now, you will see the tweets that I was reported for hateful conduct. The Twitter's terms of service for hateful conduct are anything that attacks a protected category, a threat of violence. So protected category would be a race, gender, disability, anything like that. As you can see, none of these are doing that. All I'm doing is saying, oh, Blaines is a liar and a scumbag who's scamming his audience. That is not hateful conduct. It is not against a protected category. Blaines is in no way a protected category. I know he probably wishes he was, but he's not. So I wasn't sexist, I wasn't racist, I wasn't ableist. I never am on Twitter. But people report you for that, and then they have a very specific thing they all type out, and they mass do it, and the Twitter bot goes, oh, it must be true. The Twitter bot doesn't even read the content of the tweets, which should be very obvious from the tweets on screen, and I will link the Twitter hateful conduct policy down below for you guys to check. So what I would really appreciate is if you guys want to help me get this checked by a real person, so a real person at Twitter can see this. You can tweet at Twitter support with a video that I've linked down in the description. Even better, you could download that video with a YouTube video downloader, re-upload it as a Twitter version in a direct tweet to Twitter support, and I would really appreciate it if in that tweet you state at Twitter support, this guy was false flagged. As you can see, here are his tweets in this video that show that at no point was he doing any hateful conduct. We would really like it if you could evaluate this false flag, if you could double check it, make sure there's no hateful conduct in those tweets, and then unsuspend the account. That will probably speed up the process a fair amount. If not, I'll wait the 4 to 5 weeks until Twitter eventually sends a real person to look at my appeal, and I'll get unbanned then. But until then, I am off Twitter, which is fine. It's not the biggest deal. The problem with Twitter as a platform is that they allow this kind of botting and false flagging campaigns to work. So it's not the end of the world that I've lost my Twitter. Obviously, Twitter is not a money-making social media for me. The money-making ones are YouTube and Twitch. And if you want to really, really help me out, feel free to become a YouTube member or a Twitch sub, which would be way better than a Twitter follow anyway. The other things you can do is follow me on Instagram, which I will try and start using more, and maybe Instagram will just become my new Twitter, or I'll start doing YouTube stories. Long story short, it's not the end of the world. It might take 4 or 5 weeks, and if I don't ever get it back, because this false flag campaign happened to be the one where I never get a real person to check, that would suck. But yeah, so what it comes down to is when he started this false flag campaign against me, And it finally worked, and he started celebrating getting me banned. Philly Beats You started looking into his Twitter and into his past. Philly Beats You incredibly good at this. He's the guy that exposed a lot of the stuff around Nappy, found a lot of the evidence against Nappy. Like, Philly Beats You is really good at this kind of digging work, and he's got a whole Twitter thread, which I'll link down below, but I'm going to be covering most of that because it looks like Blaines has been a pretty scummy guy for a pretty long time in a plethora of ways. So let's move on to Chapter 3. Chapter 3, the Scumbaggery. I'm sorry if this chapter is a little less organized than Chapters 1 and 2. Chapters 1 and 2 were my personal experience, whereas Chapter 3, there's just so much. There is so much. So I'm going to try and break it into categories. It starts with the creepy clout chasing. This guy will respond to any celebrity, any creator on Twitter, and try and gain clout off of them. From asking for collabs from YouTubers in completely unrelated comments, to asking a porn star to join his Discord server before she starts streaming, talking about, ooh, the oil on this porn star's tits is enough to... just weird, creepy, like, you're a content creator who makes Pokemon content. Why are you doing this? Creepy, sexist, borderline, but there's been a lot of sexism on his Twitter, so the creepy stuff and the clout chasing aside, a lot of really bad behaviors have come from this. So, for example, he clout chased Etika for months. Those are all on screen right now. And then the moment Etika was confirmed dead, my friend, Desmond, I really hated the number of vultures. So this is personal for me, this one. The number of vultures who jumped on that situation and made videos hoping for just a drop of clout off of a tragedy. This guy included. I mean, he chased him for clout for ages, made comments on the videos of his breakdowns or the tweets about his breakdowns, and then the moment he was confirmed dead, made a video on it. It's absolutely despicable, this clout chasery. But then it gets even, can you say even worse than that? Sexism, homophobia, these are all on screen right now. Clint Stevens made something about women being better at teamfight tactics because they don't make testosterone-fueled reroll decisions. This was a thing about tactical games. There was an article, and Clint just wanted to make a joke about it being teamfight tactics, which is probably true, actually. That does apply. The strategy games, sometimes women being better is a biological advantage. He replies with, "All right, boys, time to take HuffPost up on their mental proposals and get sex change surgery so we can do well in streaming." Minimizing transgender people, so that's transphobia. Making a joke about sex change surgery in order to do better in streaming because clout chasing. Talking about disgusting comments to Jawline Kun. "You're the sexiest. I'm planning on getting a boob job to help my streaming, and I'm a guy." Proves it has nothing to do with girl streamers, just minimizing women and talking about women using their bodies, making jokes about it. "Now the IRL is dead, I need to readjust my ambitions. Time to get a cheap boob job and take up the body art category." Again, saying, oh, women streamers, all of this. He's got this theme of minimizing the success of female streamers and saying that it's because of their natural advantage. Jake and Bake made a tweet about ADHD and IRL streamers and how everybody expects them to be on it all the time and how it's really hard, and people with ADHD talking about how it's not premium content to have ADHD. And Blaines replies with, "I wish I had ADHD so I could be a successful IRL streamer." Just ableist stuff as well, like sexism, ableism, just awful stuff that he was on his Twitter beforehand. He's got a couple of homophobic statements as well, stuff like, "Oh, my ID is so gay" as an insult. "How can I change it?" Stuff like that. Or talking about how he did shirtless streams to attract gay people. Just really, really shitty, shady stuff. Bragging about getting people suspended or using his audience as a weapon very often. And then saying things like, just the irony of him having tweets, like on the 30th of November, 2019. "Imagine making a living being as fake as possible and giving kids unrealistic expectations." Oh, you mean like the bot that you released that didn't work because you stole it and you didn't know how to make it work properly? "While trapping yourself behind a paywall." Oh, like you did, where you charged for that bot that forces you to hate precisely because you have to be so fake. This is her insulting a female content creator. But for some reason, he can do the exact same things, and it's perfectly acceptable, and it's perfectly defensible, and he will defend himself to the death. I would go on and on about this, but I feel the video is long enough, and Philly's Twitter thread covers all of it in great detail. So if you want to see all of these shitty behaviors, you can check that out down below. All right, finally, chapter 4. This one is literally just defending myself against some of Blaines' made-up accusations that he likes to spread around. So let's start with accusation 1. Obviously, you guys know he's a liar, but I would like to address them just to, in detail, go over them because I think they need to be addressed. So accusation number 1 is that I paywalled the bot on my own subserver. Yes, the bot was available on my subserver before it was available publicly. And day 1 of it being available on my subserver, I told everybody on Twitch that the plan was to release it absolutely free on Twitch, that it was only on my subserver because it's the biggest server I had access to and the server with the most traffic that I had access to because I do not have a public server, and that it was a place where we could test it, stress test it, and fix the bot in collaboration with the devs in order to have a public release. Multiple times I encouraged people not to subscribe to me just for the bot, as it would be out in the next couple of weeks absolutely free of charge, and therefore they would be wasting my money, their money, on me. I at no point said that it would remain a paid service. I at no point said there would be any benefit to subscribing to me in the long term. I was using my subscribers, my paying subscribers, as alpha testers. So I apologize to my subscribers who alpha tested this bot, and they will tell you how unstable it was, how crashy it was. It was the earliest version. It was Sysbot 0.1 that we were testing in my subserver, and then we made improvements. We added Twitch integration. We tested it on Twitch publicly for 12 to 14 hours at a time before the official Twitch release to the public. It is not the same thing as claiming you made the bot yourself and then saying to people, this is the only way to get it is to sub to me and pay me money. That is not the same thing. And if he wants to call it the same thing, anybody with a brain, anybody with a logical brain at the very least, can tell that those two things are not comparable and that it is a desperate attempt to demonize me and save himself in the public eye by saying, oh my god, Duncan's such a hypocrite. He did it first. I mean, there are tweets proving... well, you can't check the tweets. My Twitter's suspended. But there are tweets proving that there was always a plan to make it public, as well as Twitch clips, which are clipped on my channel, and you are welcome to go find them. Literally check through my clips from before Blaines even ever made his video releasing the bot. Before Blaines ever even got involved, I was talking about making the bot public for everyone to use. And then the next accusations. These ones are really good. These are... He took voice clips out of context and put them over an image, and then put it as a video, and then labeled me as a racist, even though he himself has made racist comments, and telling people to kill themselves. So he took these out of context clips. The telling people to kill themselves was a free-for-all, which was a stream highlight with Shofu. If you watch that clip in context, not cut out on his video, you will see that I was talking to my good friends, Shawnee and Warlord. At the time, Warlord and Shawnee, two of my closest friends. Shawnee still appears in my content to this day. Warlord's kind of dropped off the internet, but they were telling me exactly what I should be clicking in the free-for-all, and I'm like, wow, these guys telling me what to click in this free-for-all should probably just go kill themselves. And then Shofu was like, whoa, 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 and I'm like, dude, it's Shawnee and Warlord, so it doesn't matter. Like, I was just making a joke to my friends. Is it a joke in bad taste? Kinda. Is it okay if it's to your friends and not legitimately telling an audience member to kill themselves? I think it's okay. I think telling Shawnee, who I have had way worse insults for Shawnee in the day. I mean, go watch any Rambads with Shawnee. We talk trash at each other the whole time. I think he tells me to kill myself at least once a day when we're talking. So, is it that bad? Is it as bad as he's making it out to be? No, it's a clip taken out of context and attempting to make me out to be somebody who tells my audience to kill themselves. Not something I'm in the habit of doing. I tend to tell people to close their laptop and climb out of their mum's basement. That's my go-to insult, but that's not telling people to kill themselves. And then the next one, he accused me of being racist because 6 years ago, in a Shofu video, in the outro, and I will admit, I didn't think it would be in the video. I thought it would be cut before that. I say in one of Shofu's videos, the N-word with an A, not the hard R, as a endearment term, I guess, to Shofu, saying he's betraying people. And it was a mistake. Yes. Do I regret it? Yes, absolutely. I don't think that I should ever use that word. But the reason I used it, if you watch the video and you watch the context and you watch the live stream that predated that video, which somebody else sent me the info from that live stream, so this is their recollection and then a few clips from that live stream, the whole live stream, everybody had been trying to convince me to say that word because I was in a call with, I think, 9 other people who were all using that word, and it's absolutely fine for them to use it because they are African-American. It was 9 African-Americans plus Duncan in a call. They're saying that word constantly, and I'm getting uncomfortable. And I even mentioned in the call that I feel uncomfortable with that word being thrown around. I was born in Africa. I was born in Zimbabwe. For me, despite the fact that it has a much more friendly connotation between friends, to me, that word is very, very bad. It's only used in a negative context. When I was growing up, I spent a lot of time in Cape Town. I was born in Zimbabwe. That word is purely a slur. There's no friendly context in my sort of hindbrain. So I was trying to fit in by using it at the end of the free-for-all because they had been bugging me for several hours to say the word. And I thought I'd sneak it in at the end of the free-for-all after we were done recording, when no one else would hear it, no one else would have a chance to be offended by it, and I gave into peer pressure, and I was just trying to get a giggle out of my friends. It actually fell super flat. None of them even heard me say it, and they didn't react to it at all. So the one time I've ever said that word to my friends in any context, and you can go ask Shofu on Twitter, does Duncan say that word? I don't. Ask Kenny on Twitter, does Duncan say that word even to my black friends? No, I don't, because to me, it makes me very uncomfortable. I was trying to fit in, trying to make a joke, obviously fell flat. They didn't even react. I don't think any of them heard me say it. That's why it's still in the video, because I know Shofu would not have left that in if he'd known, because he doesn't want me getting this happen to me. He doesn't want it taken out of context. But Blaines wanted to take it out of context and make me out to be a racist. Am I sorry that I said that word, even under peer pressure, even in a friendly way? Yes, because personally, I hold myself to a standard where I think I should never ever say that word for any reason. And I think it was a mistake 6 years ago. I own it. It was a mistake. Good job, Blaines. But I think calling me racist for that by posting it out of context is a massive attack on my character. All of your tweets I've posted in context. Philly's given the full threads. There is no defense for your sexist comments, your transphobic comments, your homophobic comments. I think that you should be careful when you're in glass houses throwing stones like that, especially when you're going to take it out of context like that. That is an attack. That is despicable. And that it would be reportable on Twitter. I could go on Twitter, I could report that for hateful conduct. That is, take the slander. It's officially slander. Well, libel, I think, because it's written. It's officially libel. So, you know, if I was looking to mass report you, that's what I could do. Hey, guys, all go report this for hateful conduct, blah, 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 blah. Oh, report you saying that Duncan's dead, because that's celebrating someone's death, right? Like, any of that stuff I could do. I'm not going to. It's not my plan. I don't want to do that. What I want, Blaines, is for you to stop. You're trying to get Philly banned on Twitter now? You're trying to get Philly banned on Twitch now because he's exposed you for the shitty things you've done? You've done these shitty things. Apologize for them. Own up and move on. And give your members a refund. Send a letter to YouTube yourself and to Twitch yourself saying that you want to refund those people. Take your L. Hold it. Now, I didn't want any more drama. I even tried to be relatively civil compared to my old self on Twitter, but false flagging, attacking people, trying to stealing from your audience, that's the one that just keeps coming back in my head, the stealing from his audience. Guys, please do follow the instructions down below. Get yourself a refund from him. Do not let him steal your hard-earned money with somebody else's bot that he stole and then didn't run correctly. That is not acceptable. Get your refunds. Report him to YouTube. Report him to Twitch. Just to get your money back. I don't want to shut him down. I don't want to deplatform anybody. I'm beyond that. It's pointless to try and deplatform people, but get your money back. Don't let him steal from you. Those are not the same thing. All right, we're done. That's it. End of drama. I am done. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Well, no, I don't hope you enjoyed this video. I'm surprised any of you watched this far through it. I'll see you guys next time with actual content. Bye-bye!